In this video, we will be learning about how to create 2D objects within Rhino. By the end of this video, you will know how to draft smooth curves and edit them using control points and curve handles. Let's get started.
If you have used any 3D software before, like SketchUp, you would have surely created basic 2D and 3D geometries in it. Rhino has its own way to create these geometries. Let's get started and look at what advantages Rhino provides us. But before we begin, let's first look at how we draft in Rhino. Please open the resource file provided above. In case you haven't, pause this video, open it. This will be a follow-along lesson. If you've already opened the resource file, this is what you see on your screen. Let's now maximize the top view by double-clicking on the viewport name like this. As we can see, the whole file is divided into 8 sections. And before moving on to our first section, let's zoom into this part of the file. This part of the file acts like a reference for you to relate all the commands mentioned here in the file with the sidebar that we can see on the left side of our screen. For example, if we are working with 2D and 3D commands, we can direct ourselves like this onto the image here, and we can see the 2D geometries is a part of the sidebar starting from here till here. Section 1 talks about accurate modeling and use of object snap in Rhino. Let's start with isolating our content in section 1. For that, simply select the content like this, type isolate and hit enter. As you can see, everything else other than my selection is now switched off. So the first question that naturally arises is, what is accurate modeling and why do we need it? For any project in architecture, product design, furniture design, etc., creating an accurate model of the design is necessary to visualize and fabricate our ideas to bring it to our life. So, by creating a mathematically accurate geometries, we can easily achieve that. Rhino, just as every 3D software, follows coordinate system. A coordinate system has 3 axes, X, Y and Z. Here in Rhino, the red horizontal line that we see on the screen is the X-axis. Green vertical line is the Y-axis. They both together form XY plane. The grey line that you see between them are the grids. The intersection of X and Y axis is the origin of our 3D space. The coordinate value of origin is always 0, 0, 0, or simply 0 within Rhino. A line running normal to XY plane from origin is the Z axis and is blue in color. Now, without further ado, let's move to our section number 1. Let's now start with creating a simple square in Rhino by providing some numerical value as an input. In order to create a square, we will simply type polyline to access the polyline command and press enter. Now let's read what is it asking for as an input. It says we need to provide the start point of our polyline. I'll select origin. For that, I'll type 0 and press enter. Now, the direction of our second point is not fixed. If we want to create a line on the x-axis, I'll simply go down and switch on the ortho mode on. Now, I would provide the numerical value as an input of the length of my square. So I'll just type 20, press enter. Now it is asking me as the direction of my polyline. I'll select the X direction. I'll do the same thing in the Y direction and in the negative X direction. And finally, in order to close the loop, I'll select close on the options within the command line. Now here we have created a square which is accurate to the value of 20 units of the side of a square. Moving on to Object Snap, we first need to understand what is Object Snap and why do we need it. Why not make everything with coordinate values? While modeling complex forms, we usually would need a reference point on a geometry and a coordinate value will not be of any help to us. So, OSNAP is a mode which is used most often while modeling in Rhino to create accurate geometry on top of a base geometry. For example, let's recreate these red geometries on top of the black ones and understand how OSNAP works. Let's switch on the mid OSNAP and create a polyline on top of square. When we hover over somewhere close to the midpoint of one edge of square, it gets highlighted and a text stating mid appears. So we given a start point of our polyline as a mid on one of the edge of our square. Following the same steps, I'll complete the whole geometry and close it by pressing close on our command line. Similarly, if we switch on the center Object Snap and create a polyline, once we hover over our geometries at the edge other than mid, the center gets highlighted. We click our left mouse button and similarly on the center of the circle, we can create a line and press enter. Now, if we want to create a square at the edge of these lines, I would switch on the end Object Snap. Select polyline, select the end Object Snap points, and at the end either I can press close at the command line or I can click C and press enter.
We are now going to be learning how to draft 2D objects like points, lines, polylines and curves. For this, let's go back to our resource file.
All the commands and its processes are divided into sections and organized into columns and rows. Here, row R1 talks about what are we trying to achieve. R2 talks about what is the command required to create that form. R3 provides us with an input if required for that command. Within R4 grid, we will test the command, and R5 acts like a visual reference to what the final outcome would look like. For example, if I want to create a single point, I'll refer to row R1 where it says single point, and I'll refer to R2 next where it says what command do I need to give in to Rhino to access a single point. Let's type that in our command line. I'll type point, hit enter, and now it's asking me to locate a point for the object. As we can see, the R3 section is empty because location is not constrained by any input geometry. So within R4 section, I'll simply place a point wherever I want to and check if the final geometry looks similar to what we have in R5. So this is the process that we will need to follow everywhere in this file. For example, if I want to create an extrusion over a curve, and extrusion is a process that requires not just X and Y axis but also Z axis. For that, we would have to go to perspective mode, refer to the command that I need, type that, hit enter, follow the process, and done. So this is the process that we'll be following, so keep a track of it. In order to create a single point, I will type in point and hit enter. Now in the command line, as we can see, it is asking me to provide a location of the point that we want to create. Now there are two ways to go about it. First one is the accurate modeling that we covered earlier. For this we will be using coordinate values. This I have already explained in the earlier video. You can follow the same process and do it yourself. The second process would involve using a mouse and visually deciding where do we want to place a point in our 3D space. I'll place a point in the tryout space like this. You can follow along. Now, to create a single line, I can type line and hit enter. Remember OSNAP? I'll use them here to guide me and create something like this on the grid. Try out polyline command and create something like this. Circle as a geometry seems pretty easy to create. Just give it a center point and specify a radius and it's done. But if we remember in geometry, we can create circles in different ways. Rhino provides us with flexibility to choose between which type of circle do we want to create. For example, from the same command circle, I can select options with the command line and create circles in different ways. So, by default, it creates a circle with center point and radius. If we want to create a circle with diameter, after picking my center, I will switch to diameter like this. If I need to create a circle with 3 points, I'll follow these steps. If for a project we want to create fluidic form or geometry, a polyline will not be of any help. So, Rhino has NURBS curve as an object that we can use here. Let's try and create a NURBS curve. I'll refer to my grids and I'll use curve as a command to access that. Hit enter and place points on the grid that I have. So I've created a NURBS curve. It has certain points which I can move to change my geometry. For some cases, if we already have our points decided and we want to create a curve running through them, how can I do that? I'll follow curve through point. For that, I'll type curve through PT. Now, it requires certain number of points in a sequence that we want to create a line. I'll select these points and hit enter. We see in the sequence that we have selected, a line gets created with the points one after the other. Now, if you have noticed, in the first curve, the points that we have created the curve on are not directly onto the curve, or the curve is not following those points. So, if we want to create a curve that runs through these points, I'll follow the command interpolate points and type interpcrv. Enter. Now, the curve that is being created follows the points and it runs through them. Here we have explained 3 types of curves. The 4th curve is handle curve. For this, you can try it on your own and type handle curve. After that, follow the process. If we consider a project that we are doing, once we have created the curve, we might want to edit it. And if we look at the different curves that we have, they all have points which are not on the curve. These are called control points. Now, if I want to change my geometry, I can simply move them. But in some cases, if I want to move the points that are on the line, how do I access those? We see this section on the left side of our screen that says curve edit points. I'll select that and those points get highlighted which are on the curve. Now I can simply move them, play with them and create a new form that I want. Given below are some of the other geometries like ellipse, arc, rectangle and polygon. You can try applying the same process to achieve the final form and explore what these commands has to offer us.
That was all about 2D drafting within Rhino. Comment below your observations and queries. Go check out the next video to learn about creating surfaces within Rhino. Stay tuned to 1:X and also subscribe to the channel to get notified for more exciting tutorials.